Hello, peeps. I am Tidbit, and in this showcase, we have Autobot Perceptor from the More Than Meets the Eye collection. Specifically, if you'll notice these two little cassettes and armaments that we'll just push off to the side here so we can do our spin. And I don't really see a robot. I see a very niche science equipment here. We got this little armament that we'll just set to the side. And it doesn't really change much removing that, but this is the More Than Meets the Eye one. And so its chest is slightly larger because there's supposed to be a third mode. Not a fan mode, a third mode. Because you can flip it out and reveal these treads. And then you'd be able to shift it up and use this little slot to go onto this peg sticking out. But if you'll notice from the angle here, even if I try and squeeze it into place, they just won't work because the chest has been slightly pushed out further. So this doesn't line up flush to create the secret science blaster tank. But you don't need the pegs to do it. You can still have this. And I freaking love this mode. It's such a strange little thing for Perceptor to have, but they've had it since G1, so why would you change that? I guess it's more screen accurate for all that's worth. But we're not here to hum and haw. We're here to transform this. So let's put it back to how it would be sitting. And let's begin. First, let's move this so we can close up the chest. Then take the legs, straighten them out, move them forward, and rotate down. You specifically want it at this angle because if you have them at the normal angle, then when they're sitting like this, they're too high from the crotch area. You need to have them rotated like so that way this is more in line with the rest of this. Then flip out the toes, and we have like a sentry drone. And then we can just pop up the arms by removing the arm from this little spot here, from this point there. It's not really a peg, it's not really a slot, it's just where stuff goes to hold it in place. Flip those out. Flip out the hands. And you can leave Perceptor like this. Let them join the ranks of Shockwave. Removed head. And if you want to truly do that procedure of changing the head to just an eye and removing the hand's usefulness, boom. It's like they're siblings. But in reality, let's finish the transformation. You want to make sure the shoulders are down because you separate from this point. Bring that down, and then when you pull this up, there's a little tiny spot here for the blue to rest. You do the same on the other side. Flip the scope up, come to the back, open up this panel, and flip up the head. And here's Perceptor. Very posable, very sleek in design. I freaking love her. It's so good. And they come with their little blaster. To fend off these little things. Well, one of them specifically. So, let's transform these two. Let's start with the dangerous one, the purple cassette, which once you flip it around, you kind of see this is RatBat. So, what it wants you to do is open up these panels and then rotate these up. So it's like that. Go down here and just flip out these tiny little purple feet. Like that. And then you can take the head and just slowly but surely bring it forward till it rests about here. And that's RatBat. It's pretty simple. It's a cassette bot. Next, we have RamHorn. Now, what you are going to want to do is notice where the Autobot symbol is, where the silver is, because you are then going to use this to remind yourself that these ones move out first. Then it's followed up by these. Next, I find that it's easiest to go from this angle and push here to help rotate the head out. Flip up the horn, bring down the torso, and boom, RamHorn. But that's not it. We have these armaments that can be used as weapons with nowhere for Perceptor to keep her gun, but you can use these. But these are to help fill out the cassette bots. You take this little rocket pistol, flip it like so, take and put it up and under the middle of RamHorn till it clicks in. Then take these gold bits, rotate them around, and use this little piece to go into this slot till it's like this. And then boom, there's RamHorn's little tail and more filled out body that you can't see through. And there's RamHorn. And for RatBat, you'll just take off this blaster, which I won't get to say this later. This is a really nice piece. You get a peg slot there, and then 3 pegs all around it. Ooh, the potential to put stuff together with this is crazy. But you are going to want to take the gold and rotate it so that way this hole is like this. So you can then come to the back of RatBat and flip up a peg, which is standard port size. You could put RatBat in the arm or on a shoulder and just put those 2 pieces together. You got to be careful because that peg on RatBat really likes to move up or down. So you got to come at it very slowly and methodically to give the flying thing a jetpack. It's ridiculous, but it's very funny because fast bat. And there's them, all ready up. But we're not here for cassette drones specifically. We're here for fan modes. So let's move these 2 off to the side and start the transformation process. What you're going to want to do, open up the back, flip the head in, take the chest panel, flip it out, take the hands, flip them in, separate the shoulders, so that way you can then put the scope up where it wants to be. Here, I forgot to mention this in the articulation, but it's got not just that movement. You can slightly unhook this spot, and you get a whole lot of movement to hide it on her back, or just a straight up attack, looking down, just all these crazy different little things, which really works for having a head. It can't rotate to the sides, but oh boy, you can get pretty expressive with this stick. Take the arms, put the shoulders back up, and spin around the arms like so, and bend them so they're like this. Do that on both sides. Then take the scope and rotate it kind of all the way back. Take the legs, rotate them as far as they can, then bend the knee, rotate, and move up a tiny bit. Take the toe, and I like to put it down to where it rests, and then click up once. And rotate at the heel there. But for this leg, you don't do the same things, because we have a special configuration for it. We rotate it all like so. Put the toe in the same spot. Move up the heel. and put the blaster in the heel spot. Like that. And boom. We have this spindly little strange attacker drone that can use like its face as a gun. It's got this rocket pod looking setup with the treads. And this is a big blaster. And then it's got this arm that could be used as like a giant rail cannon, because you can just ignore the blaster and just have a big arm. Pew. But I like to have it like this, like it's part repair drone, able to go up to other things and just like tap, tap, tap. You're fixed. But that's not everything. If you'll notice, the other cassettes are here. Because, unlike what I said last time in the twin cast and target laser videos, these aren't too small to go fan mode. So, let's do it. First, we'll start with the new ones. And we'll start with RamHorn, which is kind of the simplest. Just take everything and put it back, but take the head, put it out like so. Then you can take this piece, flip it around, so it ends up like this. Now, this may not look like much until I say foot. You could use this peg to like put it into something. You can even, if you wanted to, rotate this part, put this here, and use this as kind of like a knee joint, because it can go back, it can go forward. And this is just like kind of a knee pad. So that's pretty neato. You can make a foot out of a cassette, so maybe there'll be a cassette combiner, if you can really engineer that. Next up is RatBat. Take the head, put it back, flip up the feet, or even leave down the feet if you want to have kind of purple little accents, but I like to have the feet up for this. Take the arms, crunch them back down, but take the jetpack, spin it around till it's like this. And that's it. This little boat-like shape, which may not look like much, but is a deep cut. Because all I have to say is Counselor/Senator RatBat. They had a mold of Scourge that they renamed RatBat to be like the past of Cybertron. And so, ta-da, it's them, but tiny again. Now, for the old ones, just take this, rotate the head just a bit back, because ignore that it's a face, notice that it's a red. Use it like it's a thruster. Take the arms, rotate them up like so. These are also thrusters that are blast effect compatible, because they're just standard ports. And then for the legs, you rotate just at the knee, right here. And you get like a little loader bot. I imagine that they just use their pincers to hold valuable cargo. And so, boom, there's that. And then finally, probably minusing this one's like lore implications, this is the one that I think is the most interesting, because you take the head and you put it away, but keep the peg out. Next, fold up the feet, the back feet, like so. But then you take the front arms, and you rotate them up like so, and then you just kind of have these sit kind of flat and move the legs just a bit back. And here, yes, this is done. Here, we have a crossbow, because you can hold it right here. And you've got kind of a crosshair situation going on with these legs. And this looking like the entire bowcast. So, boom, there's a gun. We got a foot, we got a flyer, we got a worker, we got a gun. And we have a drone that notices everything. So, Thank you for watching. Like the video, comment your thoughts, check out the playlist for previous showcases, and subscribe to be notified when new ones come out. Bye-bye!